There's a... Ferb, I know what we're gonna do today.
And that's the last of it. Just need you to sign right here. Say, aren't you a little...
Young to be using titanium plating and an industrial arc welder? Yes, I am.
Hey everyone! I just finished watching the first episode of the Phineas and Ferb Season 5 revival, and wow, there's so much to talk about. Before we dive in, fair warning, this review contains spoilers, so if you haven't watched the episode yet, you might want to come back after. This episode felt just like the original series and transported me straight back to childhood nostalgia. It captured the same energy, humor, and charm that made the original so beloved, a perfect blend of classic moments with a modern twist. This episode was split into 2 segments, but the story continues seamlessly through both. We start at Phineas and Ferb's school, where their teacher jokes it took them 9 months to tell everyone about their adventures last summer, a clever nod to the original series, which began during summer vacation. This time, we see them wrapping up the school year and gearing up for another 104 days of summer adventures.
We saved the world! Again! And that's what we did for summer vacation.
That's a fascinating report, Phineas. We appreciate you breaking it up into 9 months of installments for us.
Well, we wanted to be thorough.
The gang brainstorms what to build for the annual block party. They have so many great ideas that Candace suggests building the mall, hoping to finally bust her brothers. As Phineas and Ferb, along with their friends, begin building all their fun inventions for the block party, one thing noticeably missing is the classic delivery guy, who always asks, "Aren't you a little too young to be doing that?" Longtime fans might find themselves wondering where all the materials came from this time. Maybe the writers left it out to avoid having a delivery truck show up while Linda was home. Still, it would have been fun to see a modern twist, like the supplies being delivered to the backyard, and a person asking over the phone or by email if they're a little too young to be building all of that.
For summer shenanigans.
Well, the start of summer block party is tonight.
Yeah, what can we make for it? How about the world's biggest bounce house? A smile-powered rocket to the moon!
Bread roll hot tub.
A giant whack-a-fest!
A pop-the-balloon dart game. But huge! Bread roll hot tub. Cotton candy the size of a house.
Love for cars that fly!
Super jacuzzi in a loaf. What?
As Perry has been called into his secret lair, we find out through Major Monogram that Doofenshmirtz has gone evil again. He even posted about it on social media, which is a fun nod to today's generation who lives online.
Good morning, Agent P. I know you've been on venomous insectoid robot duty for the last 9 months, but I have good news. Well, news. We suspect that Doofenshmirtz is back to his evil ways. And by suspect, I mean he emailed us.
He also updated his social media status to evil again.
Yes, it's all very alarming, Agent P.
Boy, he's fat.
After Candace convinces her brothers to build all their inventions, she rushes outside shouting, "Mom, Mom, Mom!" Linda jokes, "You waited so long for them to finally say Mom, and now they never stop." Candace tries to warn her about what Phineas and Ferb are up to in the backyard, but Linda cuts her off, saying she asked them to build something for the block party, not assuming they're doing anything wrong. Then, Linda asks Candace to help her bring out the pies.
You wait so long to hear your baby say the word, and then they never stop saying it.
Phineas and Ferb are in the backyard making...
Yes, I asked them to put together something to spice up our booth at the block party, but you can help me bring out the pies.
Inside, while dealing with the pies, Candace's mom, Linda, jokes about how she spent last summer running around, clearly hinting at chasing after Candace during her bust attempts, something lifelong fans will appreciate. Candace responds with a classic, "Yeah, duh," showing she knows exactly what Linda means.
Dumb pies ruin everything.
It seems like I spent all of last summer running around while you kids were having fun, and I missed seeing any of it.
Yeah, duh.
I just want to spend more time together as a family this summer.
They head outside, and Fletcher asks what he can do to help. Linda says she's really busy, so she needs him to man the pie booth, and says that under no circumstances is he to move.
What else can I do, dear?
I'm really busy, so I need you to man our pie booth at all times. Do not leave under any circumstances.
Roger that, darling.
Linda and Candace go back inside, and she shows Candace the family photos on the wall that they take every year on the first day of summer. Linda doesn't want Candace to forget to show up if she gets busy with the block party. While looking at the photos, fans get to see that Ferb and his dad Fletcher have been a part of the family for years, as they joined when Ferb was very young. There's only one photo of just Candace, Phineas, and Linda alone.
Now, you know how every year we take a family photo on the first day of summer? Well, with all the excitement of the block party, I don't want you to forget to show up for the photo.
Those pictures are so corny. Why do we keep doing it?
I just want to capture these memories because you guys are growing up so fast. No time for waterworks. These pictures always make me cry. I've got to finish up so I can spend the rest of the day with you kids.
Doofenshmirtz tells Perry the platypus that he knew that his return to evil would be met with an opposing force of semi-aquaticness, which means that he has gone evil again. A clever Easter egg for fans of Milo Murphy's Law, where he had turned good, or so we thought. This nod connects the two shows and adds a fun layer for lifetime viewers. Doofenshmirtz ends up trapping Perry and says it feels like old times again. That's when Doof's daughter, Vanessa, comes out wondering what's going on, then casually mentions as she leaves not to blow himself up.
There he is! Welcome, Perry the Platypus. I knew my return to evil would be met with an equal opposing force of semi-aquaticness. Can I get you anything? Lemonade? Veggie dip? A trap? Isn't it great? It's like old times. Like I always say, if you love something, set it free. If it comes back, trap it!
Hey, Dad. What are you...
Up to no good. Thanks for asking, Vanessa.
Oh, so we're evil again? Hi, Perry. I'm meeting up with some friends. Try not to blow yourself up.
I'm not making any promises.
Doof starts wheeling Perry onto his new balloon, which looks like a chicken. Something he says has nothing to do with his evil scheme. It was just on sale. He explains that he created a vaporizer-inator and will use it to get rid of anything that annoys him. He points it at a tree disguised as a cell phone tower and immediately vaporizes them.
Anywho, on to today's monologue. Behold, the vaporizer-inator! I know it's a chicken balloon, but it was on clearance. It has nothing to do with the scheme. Unless you want to vaporize chickens for some reason, which I am not opposed to. Anyway, the vaporizer-inator. You point, you click, whatever annoys you is gone. Vaporize. Because, as you well know, a lot of things annoy me, Perry the Platypus. I'll show you. Cell towers that look like trees? Vaporize!
At the block party, Linda is busy inside the house when Candace runs in, trying to get her outside to see Phineas and Ferb's creation. But just as Linda steps outside, Doofenshmirtz happens to be flying over the Fletcher house and shows up with his new vaporizer-inator. But just as Linda steps outside, Doofenshmirtz happens to be flying over the Fletcher house and shows up with his new vaporizer-inator. He shows Perry that the inator has 5 points so it can get rid of 5 things at once. As the two start fighting, the inator ends up going off. In a twist of fate, instead of removing Phineas and Ferb's inventions, the machine zaps Linda and turns her into a cloud.
It's even got an attachment to shoot 5 things at once. Come on, Perry the Platypus, there's gotta be something that annoys you. Ah, there's that sass. That's what I've been missing. Come on, for reals, there's gotta be something you want to vaporize, right?
Just as Candace wants her to bust her brothers. A small goof in the episode is when Doofenshmirtz says his inator can vaporize 5 things at once. But when it goes off and hits Linda, she's the only one who disappears. Nothing else is affected, which makes me wonder if it was just a fluke or if the machine didn't quite work as planned.
This is gonna be the one!
Are we gonna do this again?
Just this once! This is the one! Mom, look! Just turn your head 90 degrees!
Candace, it's okay.
As Linda has been turned into a cloud, Phineas, Ferb, and their friends grab all the gadgets to try and chase after her and get her back. What's a surprise is that Candace also joins in to help save her mom as well. But their chase is not easy. It's met with some difficulty along the way. Perry is still with Doof when his smartwatch goes off and Major Monogram, aka Francis, is talking to Perry. Doof overhears, and a few minutes later, Doof calls Major Monogram, who he calls Francis. This adds a funny new layer as we learn the two used to be friends. Doof calls Francis for help with his evil plan, since he's out of practice, and Francis accidentally gives him an idea that plays right into Doof's scheme. He turns Cloud Linda into a storm cloud, where she erupts into strong winds and lightning. Candace is the only one who has a gadget strong and heavy enough to help catch their mom. Baljeet, Buford, and Isabella are back at the house and have gotten a hold of Deuce the Nader to help Linda. Once Phineas and Ferb get her back to the house, they need to make her cry to release her moisture before she can return to normal. The kids don't know how to make her cry until Candace remembers her mom tearing up over the family photos we saw earlier. Candace grabs the photos and throws them at her mom, which releases her tears. The tears end up becoming very strong, and the boys' inventions are all washed away. They try the innator once all the moisture is gone, but it doesn't work because they don't realize the power cord has been disconnected. This is where Perry secretly sneaks in and plugs it back together. Another small goof again is that Doof's innators are usually what makes Phineas and Ferb's inventions disappear. But in this episode, it was their cloud mother, Linda's tears, that washed everything away. Candace remains as determined as ever to bust her brothers, but she fails again, all very reminiscent of the original series. It was also nice to hear Ferb talk twice in the same episode, as he usually speaks very little or not at all. Plus, we get nostalgic cameos from Jeremy, Stacy, the Fireside Girls, and Love Handle Band at the end of the episode. A great tie-in to the original series. Overall, the revival kept the original charm while adding fresh humor and references that longtime fans and newcomers alike will enjoy.